Hello everyone, my name is Vimlesh Sahu, guest faculty, Department of Computer Science, and today we are going to discuss a very important topic in computer networks, the network components. In today's digital world, everything is connected: computers, mobile phones, smart TV, ATMs, hospitals, colleges, banks, all are connected through networks. But have you ever thought what are the basic parts required to build a network? Who provides data? Who requests for the data? How does data travel? Which device control the communication? So today we will discuss and understand all of these in a simple and a very clear way. So let's start. First of all, we have to know what is a network. Network components are the physical and logical parts. We can say a computer network is a group of connected devices that can communicate and share resources. So now, what are the main components of a network? There are five important components. The first one is server, then client, communication media, network devices, and protocols. Today we will focus only on the first four. Let's understand them one by one. What is a server? A server is a powerful computer that provides services, data, resources to other computer in a network. It works like a service provider. For example, when you search something on the internet, your computer sends a request. That request goes to a server. Then the server processes it and sends the response back. For example, when you use Google search, your request goes to server managed by Google. So remember, server gives services, client receives services. In a college computer lab, the main computer that control student system is usually the server. Different servers perform different tasks. So let's understand its important types. The first one is a web server. A web server stores and delivers websites. For example, Apache HTTP server is a popular web server software. When you open a website, it is delivered by a web server. Then file server, it stores files of users. In computer lab, a student can access shared file from a file server. The next one is mail server. It manages emails. For example, Microsoft Exchange servers is used by many organizations. When you send an email, a email server processes it. Data server. It stores and manages databases. Example, MySQL is widely used for storing structured data. In online shopping websites, product information is stored in database server. And the next is application server. It runs applications for users. For example, in banking software, application server process transaction. So students remember different server is equal to different responsibilities. What is a client? So now let's talk about the client. A client is a computer device or a node that requests services from a server. Example, when you open YouTube on your mobile is a client and the YouTube system is a server. Client always sends request and server always responds for corresponding request. In programming terms, request, processing, then response. That is the client server model. There are mainly three types of clients. The first one is think client. It performs processing on its own. Example, MS Word installed on your computer. The second one is thin client. It depends on server for processing. Used in banks, libraries, schools. It has less power hardware. The third one is web client. Uses a web browser to access services. For example, Google Chrome. When you open a website using Chrome, it acts as a web client. Now the question is, how does data travel between client and server? Through communication media is the path through which data moves. It is divided into two types. So let's talk about what are the types of communication media. The first one is wired media. In wired media, we have twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, fiber optical cable. So, optical fiber provides very high internet speed. The second type is wireless media. In this category, we have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, satellite. In India, satellite communication is managed by organizations like ISRO. Wireless communications is very important today. So, some basic difference between wireless versus wired communication media. The wired media is generally faster than wireless media and the reliability is very high in wired media compared to wireless media. And if we are talk about mobility, the wireless media has more mobility than wired media. Then installation. The installation of wired media is more complex than wireless media. if we are talking about cost, the wireless media has lower infrastructure cost, while wire media having higher upfront. The security is in wired harder to intercept, while in wireless media it requires encryption. So now let us understand network devices. Network devices are hardware devices that connect computers and manage data flow. Without these devices, communication is not possible. They act like traffic controllers. Let us study important network devices. The first one is hub. It is a basic device, sends data to all the devices which are connected to the hub. It is not an intelligent device because it broadcasts the data. The second one is switch. This is similar to the hub, but it is a smart device, or we can say smarter than the hub. Switch sends the data only to intended devices, which means only the requested devices can get their data. It does not perform broadcast. Switch are used in local area networks. The third one is router. The router connects different networks together. Connects LAN to the internet. Many routers are manufactured by companies like Cisco. The router decides the best path for data transmission, or we can say the router decides the route which is the most optimal for delivering the data in the network. The fourth one is modem. The modem is a special type of networking device which converts digital signal to a analog signal. It required for internet connections. Without modem, we can't convert the signals, which is more necessary in data communication because the computer sends the data in digital form, then modem converted it into analog signal, and then the carriers transport these signal to the destination. The next one is repeater. Repeater is boosting the weak signal and converting it into strong signal. And then bridge. Bridge connects two LAN segments into a single. Then a gateway. Gateway connects different types of network that uses different types of protocols. It acts as a translator and enabling communication between networks. In this slide, we can see comparison of major network devices. Let us understand them clearly in a simple way. So, first we have hub. Hub works at the first layer, physical layer. It sends data to all connected devices without checking the destination, which means hub doesn't know the destination device is available or not, or ready to receive the data or not. Why? And it is not intelligent, and it is rarely used today. Next is switch. Switch works at layer second in the OSI layer, data link layer. It uses MAC addresses and sends data only to the specific device. It is faster, smarter, and commonly used in LAN networks. Now let us move to router. Router works at layer 3, network layer. It connects different networks and uses IP addresses to forward the data. For example, router manufactured by Cisco are widely used in enterprises. Then next device is modem. Modem stands for modulator and demodulator. It converts digital signal into analog signal. It connects your sorry to the internet service provider. Now we have repeater. Repeater works at first layer. Its main job is to boost weak signal and extend network distance. Next is bridge. Works at layer 2. It connects two LAN segments. You can think of a switch as a advanced version of bridge. And then gateway. Gateway connects different types of networks and can translate protocols. It works at multiple OSI layers and is used in complex enterprise network. So, if we are summarize this, hub broadcast to all, switch sends the data into a specific device, router connects networks, modem converts signals, whether it is analog to digital or digital to analog, repeater boosts signals, bridge connects LAN segments, and gateway translates protocol. Understanding this difference is very important for the exam and practical networking. Now let us understand this final concept in a very simple way. In every computer network, the process is clear. Client request, server responds, media carries the data, and device controls the communication. This is the basic working structure of any network. Wherever you open a website on your mobile or laptop, your device acts as a client. It sends a request to server. For example, when you search on Google, your request goes to server managed by Google. The server processes your request and sends back the result. But how does data is traveled? It travels through the communication media like optical fiber cables, Wi-Fi or satellite link. And who manages this entire communication? The network devices like routers and switches control the direction and flow of data. Companies like Cisco, manufacturers such as networking devices used worldwide. That is why we say computer networks are the backbone of modern communication. Without networks, there would be no internet, no online banking, no online class, no cloud computing, no social media platforms. Our digital world depends completely on networks. So, whenever you use any online service, remember behind the screen, complete network system is working continuously. So now let us quickly revise the key takeaways from today's session. First, 5 core components. Every network works because 5 important components operate together in harmony. Server, clients, communication media, network devices, and protocols. If even one component fails, the entire communication process is affected. That is why understanding each component is essential for every computer science learners. Second, client server model. This is the foundation of modern networking. Client requests resources, server provides the resources. Whenever you open a website, sends an email, attend an online class, or use cloud storage, you are using a client server model. It supports almost every internet based services we use daily. The third one is wired and wireless together. Modern networks do not depend on just one type of communication. They combine both wired and wireless media. Wired connections like fiber optical cable provides backbone reliability and high speed, while wireless connections like Wi-Fi provides flexibility and mobility to the end user. This combination makes network powerful and practical. The fourth one is right device, right job, which means different network devices serves different purposes. A hub broadcasts the data, switch forward intelligently, a router connects networks, a gateway translates protocol. Each device solves a specific network challenge. Choosing the correct device improves performance, security, and efficiency. So, to conclude, computer networks are structured system where components work together systematically. Understanding these fundamentals will help in your exams, in your labs, in your interviews and real world networking environment. So as of now, thank you very much.